What it is, YouTube? It's your boy D Dynamite here, aka MrBoxerDie.com, aka Mr. Holla at your motherfucking boy. So I'm in a building today. I'm talking about the fight that everyone is waiting for and everyone has been waiting for a while now. Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman. It is going down on Saturday. I'm pretty late with this prediction video, but it is going down on Saturday, and people are excited. All right? Rightfully so. They should be excited. The fact of the matter is, this fight will determine, in my eyes, without a shadow of a doubt, who is the best welterweight in the division. Okay? A lot of people suspect that Errol Spence versus Kell Brook may determine who the best welterweight is, but you know what? I don't think so. I mean, that's a good fight at welterweight. But let's be honest. When you look at the resumes of both Keith Thurman and Errol Spence, they pale in comparison to both Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman. Okay? So, I just have to give the winner of Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman the best welterweight in the division. Okay? I just have to. All right? I think it's actually disrespectful not to. Okay? It really is. At least on paper. We're not talking about anyone's talent. We're not talking about what anyone has the potential to do. We're talking about on paper who's the best welterweight in the division after Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman. Okay? And the winner will be whoever, well, that person will be whoever wins this fight. Okay? Now on to the prediction. All right? On to the breakdown. Let me go ahead and get into this. All right? Now, to me, this is a very competitive fight. This is a very good fight. A lot of people are split. But in my eyes, Keith Thurman wins this fight, okay? Keith Thurman is going to win this fight, okay? To me, Keith Thurman possesses all the attributes necessary to beat Danny Garcia. I only really see Danny Garcia winning in one way. That's the only really way I see it, okay? All right, let me break this shit down. Let's go down the list as far as attributes and talk about what Keith Thurman has over Danny Garcia, okay? Because a lot of times you can predict these fights by just looking at the attributes of both fighters. All right, so let's just look at the attributes, and this will prove my point, okay? You look at the speed. That will go to Keith Thurman, hands down, okay? Period. Okay, we know that Keith Thurman is 20 times faster than Danny Garcia, even though Danny Garcia is coming up from a lower weight division. Okay, we know that Keith Thurman has better hand speed. Keith Thurman has better foot speed. Okay, so that's not really debatable. All right, I won't even accept anyone who disagrees with me when it comes to speed. Okay, between Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia, we know that Keith Thurman is faster than Danny Garcia. Okay, period. Okay, so that's over with. Power. Now, to me, the power thing isn't really up for debate either, because Keith Thurman has knocked out full-fledged welterweights. Danny Garcia hasn't. Danny Garcia has been knocking out people at 140 pounds. Keith Thurman has been knocking out people at 147 pounds. Okay, that's a very big difference. Okay, Danny Garcia has yet to knock out anyone at 147 pounds. Okay, so to say that he has more power than Keith Thurman at 147 pounds, that would just be ridiculous. Okay, it would be absurd. It really would be for anyone to say that. Not saying that Danny Garcia doesn't have any power, but you cannot say that he has more power than Keith Thurman simply because he's been operating at 140. Keith Thurman's been operating at 147. Keith Thurman has been knocking out welterweights. Danny Garcia hasn't. Even though he's had maybe about 3 or 4 fights at welterweight, he has yet to knock out any of the welterweights at 147 pounds, okay? Including Paulie Malignaggi, who Sean Porter, someone who Keith Thurman actually beat, knocked out. All right. So power, that goes to Keith Thurman. Okay. Now you go to the technical skill, and this can be left a little bit up to the imagination, because it's really a matter of who you like. Kinda. Okay. All right. But let's just be honest here. Let's just be honest. Okay. When you look at Danny Garcia and what he has to offer offensively, okay, his punch selection. All right. He really throws the same punches, okay? You know his left hook. You know his right hook, okay? Well, shit. Look, Danny Garcia to me is like a one-trick pony, okay? The only thing that he really does well is catch and shoot, all right? He's a really good catch and shooter, all right? He's good with his timing. He will time you, all right, and then hit you with a shot that you don't see, all right, in between exchanges. Danny Garcia is really good in exchanges because his timing is good. He will catch your punch and then shoot. He's really good at doing that. But other than that, there's nothing that Danny Garcia really excels at, okay, when it comes to his technical boxing skills. All right, he doesn't have a good punch selection. All right, he doesn't you know what I mean, he doesn't throw his punches with any speed. He doesn't have good foot movement. All right, you look at his his defense isn't too good, and we're gonna get into the defense on a separate note. But I mean, you know, as far as what he has to offer, he didn't really have much to offer technically. Okay, but on the other hand, when you look at Keith Thurman has a really, really good punch selection, okay? Keith Thurman is the type of fighter that will throw an up jab, turn you around, throw a hook, turn you around, throw an uppercut, turn you around, throw a hook to the body. That's the kind of fighter that Keith Thurman is. He has a very good punch selection. Technically, I mean, you can't say that he's much better than Danny Garcia as far as how he throws his punches and, you know, the textbook nature of what he does, because he's a bit unorthodox. They both are. But Keith Thurman will mix up his punch selection, okay, making him the more technically sound fighter in my eyes, okay? So I just have to say that, okay? Keith Thurman, to me, fundamentally is better. Not only that, but Keith Thurman can move his feet. Keith Thurman has more to offer skill-wise. He can do more, okay? Keith Thurman can move. He can jab. He can throw the hooks. He can throw the uppercuts. He can go to the body, all right? He can fight a little bit from the outside. He can hit and move. He can stick and move. He can jab. He can fight on the inside, okay? So Keith Thurman has a multitude of different skills. Danny Garcia, not so much. I mean, we've seen him fight a little bit from the outside when he fought Lucas Matisse, and that was kind of sort of impressive, you know what I mean? But other than that, we haven't seen Danny Garcia fight in too many different styles, okay? He's pretty much straightforward, straight up and down, all right? So I got to go with Keith Thurman when it comes to the technical boxing skills, all right? Now, the defense. Let's look at the defense. Both of them defensively aren't that great. But at the very least, Keith Thurman can move his feet, okay? And just like how you can use your feet offensively, you can also use your feet defensively, all right? They both have pretty weak guards. They both don't really move their head all that much. But Keith Thurman moves his feet. He can actually move out of the way of punches. Danny Garcia is the type of fighter who he'll take a punch to give a punch, all right? He covers up with that weak, wide guard, okay? And he gets hit a lot. Okay, and that may have worked at 140, and that may have worked against Paulie Malignaggi and Robert Guerrero, but against Keith Thurman, he might get knocked the fuck out. Okay, he might just get knocked the fuck out. All right. So when it comes to the defense, I also got to give that to Keith Thurman. Okay. Now, the only real attribute that you could theoretically give to Danny Garcia is maybe maybe his resume, his experience. You can probably give Danny Garcia an edge when it comes to experience, okay? But not really. Again, not really. Because his experience is at the 140-pound division. He has probably more championship level fights than Keith Thurman, but not really, okay? Not really, all right? Keith Thurman has been fighting at welterweight. Danny Garcia has been fighting at junior welterweight, okay? A lot of the fighters that Danny Garcia has fought over the years have been over-the-hill fighters, okay? Eric Morales was probably like 54 when they fought, okay? And I'm over-exaggerating because I know some dumbass is going to be in the comment section talking about he wasn't 54. Eric Morales was old as fuck when they fought, okay? Zab Judah was old as fuck when they fought, okay? These are old guys. These are not young, strong, hungry lions, okay? All right, Keith Thurman has been fighting young, strong, hungry lions. Carlos Quintana, okay, Diego Chavez, okay, Sean Porter, okay. Sean Porter can probably beat everybody on motherfucking Danny Garcia's resume right now. All right, every fucking body, okay. So to say that Danny Garcia has a better resume than Keith Thurman, to me, doesn't really make that much goddamn sense, okay. But I would at least accept the argument for that particular attribute over the other attributes, okay? The other ones are just out of the question. God damn it, Keith Thurman got all those other attributes. Hands motherfucking down. Okay? Now, with that taken into consideration, all right, the experience, we'll leave that up for debate. I stick by Thurman, but I'll let you argue that maybe Danny Garcia has a better resume. Whatever. I could get you on that. I have my arguments, but whatever. I'll let you have your opinion there, okay? But let's look at the intangible things. Again, Danny Garcia is coming up from 140 pounds. He has not fought a legitimate welterweight yet, okay? Look at the welterweights Danny Garcia has fought. Robert Guerrero came up from 130 pounds, okay? He's not a welterweight. Okay, who else did he fight? Paulie Malignaggi can't punch. Not only that, but he's not a legitimate welterweight. Okay, he came up from 135 pounds. Okay, or whatever. I don't even know. I could be wrong. Whatever. He came up in weight. Okay. Lamont Peterson's another 140 pounder. And he didn't even fight Lamont Peterson at the full 147. Okay, so you see my point here, okay? Danny Garcia is now, for the first time in his career, fighting a legitimate welterweight. All right? I mean, come on, y'all. In every angle, on every occasion, Keith Thurman outshines this guy, okay? All right, so, I mean, those are my thoughts. Keith Thurman will definitely prevail in this fight. Keith Thurman, if you look at it, Keith Thurman has a better chance of outboxing Danny Garcia than Danny Garcia has a chance of outboxing Keith Thurman. Okay? Keith Thurman has a better chance of knocking out Danny Garcia than Danny Garcia has of knocking out Keith Thurman. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. To me, Keith Thurman wins this fight. Okay? Hands motherfucking down. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Hit it up in the comment section, or you can hit me up on Twitter, Box capital X or capital X Die. You could also hit me up on Facebook, Box -sign or -sign Die. But until next time, man, it's your boy D Dynamite signing out. Holla at your motherfucking boy.